Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Kimberly and I'm Journal Breeze. I'm so happy to see you guys today. I'm actually really happy to be here, and I'm going to be doing my design team project for Chapter 1 papers. I'm calling it Envelope Madness for the Creatives. You might be looking at these and thinking, well, what's the big deal? They make beautiful envelopes. You just cut them out and put them together. They do make beautiful envelopes, and you can indeed cut them out and put them together. But, well, 2 in here were done like that, and 4 were not. So I am going to be showing you different ways to use Chapter 1's beautiful envelopes and make them even perhaps more to what you're wanting to use that day to put into your journal. None of these envelopes are intended to really turn down and, well, I shouldn't say that, this one and this one, but I'm using them here as pockets. And so what I've done is work it out so that I get the papers I want and have both sides look like I want, which isn't always using the original print as the final, if you know what I mean. So let's get going. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some of them. They're not all done completely. Some are, some aren't. But I think I'm just going to put these over here for the moment. And I will show you the one that is actually like the original. This, let me get it. Hold on. And really, you guys, thanks so much for all of your watching my last video, or my video on the hidden journaling spaces, and for your lovely comments. And it was really encouraging and just really fun to do it. So I'm happy to be back just about a week later. So I'm pretty proud of myself for that. So this is this. Okay? And then on the inside, I opted to go with this. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, I love this paper so much. Just beautiful. Really beautiful. And I love this envelope because I love blue. So clearly, you know, what you do is you roll up the bottom, then this becomes the inside, and then the outside looks like that. And you can curl it down, and you can curl in the sides, all right? And then, of course, they have their wonderful labels that they include with most of their envelope digitals. So for starters, I made this, I printed it out at 8 by 10 and then made it not fit to frame. So it's as small as it can be and still be big enough to be a good sized pocket. And so the measurement across with these flaps turned in this way is about 5. Yeah, 5 and almost a half. So it would take, you know, it might stick out a little bit on a journal page, or you could cut inside the lines if you wanted to make sure it was only 5, or you can put it this way on the page or that way. Yeah, that would work, but then you would want to decorate it differently, like maybe put this label on like that. Anyway, I put lace around behind it, piece of coffee dyed lace, and these 2 came in the kit separately. And then this is some lace I added. And then I'll just show you quickly the ephemera. This is from one of their older kits. And so is this. The inside is, I think it's a different kit than this one. Anyway, love them all. Use my pretty punch. They just lent themselves to the pretty punch idea. This is obviously from the same kit. In the kit, it comes larger, and then this smaller size in full sheets, both. And this is one of the pieces of ephemera. Looks like the center of something cut punched out. This is a old piece of music paper that I embossed. I wish you could see it. It's really beautiful. This music paper. This album is from the 1850s. It's looks like a ledger on the outside, and it's got her name written in gold across it. It's got the leather corners, and it's all leather. And some of the pages were actually this color. I didn't do anything to make it this color. It just was this beautiful brown color. Isn't that gorgeous? And this is one of the tags and one of the pieces of ephemera. And I backed it with one of my other favorite paper in this kit. It's a pinky purpley brown. Depending on where you lay your piece, you get a different color. And this is just, more the pinky tan. I mean, it's a unique color. And then I put a little piece of gold metal. This is truly antique gold metal thread. It's made with gold metal thread. This is gold metal thread. And this is a trim that was already made up this way. Let me see if I can hold it closer. It's so delicate. You see all the holes in it? It's beautiful. I use it sparingly because I don't have a whole lot. But I thought it was really pretty with this. Alright, so I'm going to set these somewhere else. And so I'm not even going to cut this out because I think it's so self-evident. We all know what we're doing there. And I opted to put the edges on the outside because I was using a pink inside to go along with the pink flowers that are on this beautiful envelope. And so I wanted them to show. I wanted to have that added decoration. Isn't that a beautiful piece? Just beautiful. And then the other side is also beautiful. So you could conceivably bend this, and then you would have this showing on the front. But I like the pocket idea. And I want to show you the other one. This is the other one that is identical to the way that it was printed. It folds up like this. It's printed like this. And it folds up like that. And I opted with this one, unlike this one, to put the flaps on the inside. And I'll show you why. To me, I need 3 fingers. It just didn't look good. These look like building pillars holding it up. And, I did not like that idea at all. So this is the way this one looks, and it's beautiful. And I found something to go in here. It's actually from Paper Cameo, one of her buttons, and I just think that looks really beautiful. And I just glue the bottom half. Oh, did I set my timer? Hold on. Oh, come on. I thought I did. Okay, hold on. Okay. So these are little blue bows. So you could play up the blue color quite a bit with this. But I opted to do something different. So I backed it with this beautiful brown paper. I have 3 favorites, and this is one of them. Just love it. In fact, I made another one completely out of this. Just love this paper. And I opted to leave that part open. Well, if that's the case, then it's not going to show with the pocket, right? It's not going to show with the pocket. So the only way to get that to show with the pocket was to have that up there, because I love, this is a pheasant and swan. Very old, iconic images that you would see in the 17 and 1800s, later 17, early 1800s. And I adore them because they're historically relevant. So I was hoping that I would be able to make this one like that one, which I turned up like that. But ultimately, I don't like that pink with it. I don't think it looks good with that blue. So, what I'm going to do, I'm trying to see, did I make this one bigger? Yeah, I made this one bigger. Interesting. Okay, so this would be not fit to frame, and this would be fit to frame on an 8 by 10. Let's just compare. So not fit to frame. If I line up that inner edge, oh, it is the same. Wow. Wow, it looks so much smaller. Let's see. Huh, they are the same. Wow, it's the dimension of the monitor. That's so interesting. So I tried 2 different backs in hopes that I would be able to find one that I liked. But you know what? I don't like either one of these backs with it. This is this. So here's the key. If you want to make this combo, print this with this at the top and print this with this at the bottom. I did a flip in my printer. I did a rotate. Sorry, not a flip. A flip would make the letters backwards. So rotate it and have your white be at the bottom, which is maybe how it prints out without rotating it. Maybe this is the rotated one. And so when you flip it up, you get this writing here. So what I'm going to do, since I think I like this better than the pink, why am I saying that? I don't know why I'm saying that, because I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to measure down about a 1/2 inch. I think it's about a 1/2 inch. Let's see, where's my pencil? Or my knife? Well, neither seems to be handy. Oh good, here's a pencil. Okay. Well, first let me show you the way I did this, just in case you want to go with that. I turned it up like this. If you line that up, yeah, I turned it up about that much. Okay. So I wanted to see the swan head, and this seems too low though. Hold on. Let me go like that. There we go. Okay. Yeah. This makes more sense. Okay. So it means you cut down about a 1/2 inch. More of the swan shows that way. So you can do that. You can measure it out and fold it, and then you'll just be cutting it off and using the other side, because that's what I'm going to do. I don't like how this is off-centered. I made another one completely from scratch, and I love, 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 love how symmetrical this all is. I'm going to show you that one because it's completely differently made. So I am going to cut this just so you can see. And I also am going to cut off these. Hope you guys are doing well. It's a big weekend, the weekend before Thanksgiving. Lots of prep. This is a Sunday. Just watched a great football game. Ended in overtime. Okay, so now we've got these 2 pieces. And this one's got white on it. So that'll definitely be one that goes like that, because the bottom ends up getting cut off. As you can, no. Huh, this is really turning out different. Wouldn't you know? Lucky me. Actually, I think what I'll do is put, let's see, that's the wrong one. I I spent so long prepping and still surprises. And I don't mind surprises, but it eats up time. And I'm trying to be taking that into account because time is precious. Ugh, I don't even like how that looks. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's kind of not going to work very well for me. I hope it doesn't show very much. Okay, I'm very picky. Picky, 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 picky. We're having a sunny day. We had a lot of rain again. Second storm in the same week. And cloudy and cold, but it's really pretty today. And the air is super, super, you know, that look after a good rain. It's all sparkly and pretty. So I always like to look at the sky after a good rain. All right, so, you know, I cut both these off. All right. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is use these because I really don't like how that one turned out. And I really like them on the outside when it's made this way because it's so long that the outside flaps, I add quite a bit. And this one I can just use like that or just use the inside for something else. Okay, so I am going to, I want it to be that long, so I'm going to cut this. Let's see, what did I do last time? I think I turned up. I wanted a little bit of a, okay, so there's my line. I want it to be there, so I'm going to cut this just a little bit up so that this folds and I can glue it onto the bottom of that. So it'll be a little bit higher, but I want to give it a rounded bottom. If I glue it flat, then it won't have that rounded look. Okay, and this is also a really good time to do a lot of your inking. So let's do that. Isn't that a gorgeous paper? Don't you love that upper part? Whether it's up or folded down, it's just such a beautiful paper. Oh, I don't need to do that. Okay. Okay. And then this definitely needs the aging. Now, in the case of this one, I'm thinking if I have a journal page big enough, I would opt to glue the whole thing down. And maybe that would be the case on this one too. Okay, so now this has got that folded line, and I can, whoops, I gotta fold it the other direction. Okay, wait, it's such a little amount to fold up. That's straight. Okay, yeah, that looks right. Okay, it's not much, but I don't want it to come up over that swan. Look at that. It's too beautiful to cover that swan. I'm telling you guys, I don't even want to fill these. I love these papers. And I don't want to fill it. I just think it looks great with nothing in it. But, you know, that's silly. So, Alright, and then I'm going to glue with our glitter glue so I can get it really tiny. Now this is the same way that I made another one in that stack. Yeah, so it's got the nice back. Oh, and you know, if you wanted to put some lace, you could tuck it in there before you glue it. Yeah, that would make it really long though. I would be hard pressed to do that to fit in a journal. I don't think that would be a good idea, but you can keep it in mind. While that's drying, I'll show you the other one that I made in that same fashion as this one. So this could go in between so that this upper part doesn't show. But I'm actually going to put lace over that. I'll show you because we're going to further decorate it and you're going to wonder why it's Christmassy. So it's coming. It's coming. Okay. And then where are those corners I picked off that I like? Okay. So these two corners, you can see I made those, I folded them in half. I didn't do that on everything. Like for example, on this one, I kept it whole. I glued it right on top, like that. This one I folded in half. I'm going to fold this in half. I use the end of my table to line things up. If you can't see me, that's because I'm on the edge of the table. There we go. Now I could have had the option of using that, but no. No. Okay. Now I also felt that some of this, see this one's got more white on the edge than that one, so I'm going to do more a little more browning than I might otherwise. Just kind of make them match perhaps a little bit more. I can cut it down a little bit too. And then this one. Yeah, I think I made two of them in this selection with Chapter 1 Paper's newest Christmas kit. It'll be their only Christmas kit this year. So then you look at this and you go, well, do you want the blank side up there or do you want the flower? I want the flower. And you can opt to go to the bottom like I did on that. Have it come up like that. I think that's pretty. And then this one. I won't have any flower on it, sadly. Okay. There you go. They actually are the same. Okay. Okay, so I think that's dry. And you can see, can you tell? There's room in there to put stuff. Otherwise, gluing it flat without turning up that edge wouldn't have given you that space, which you may not always want, right? And then, of course, I opted to put lace in here and down here as well. I heavily distressed this. And so let me just glue these on real quick. I did not glue down the sides other than this, again, to have the sense of the pocket. Wait, what's going on here? Yeah, okay. So, yeah. So I'm lining up where this ends. Where that ends is lined up with the bottom. And then the top falls where it falls. Okay. Oh, don't glue this top part. Leave it open, unglued. Just glue this and the back. Okay, and then this. Okay. I don't know why I put glue up there knowing I'm not going to glue it. Okay, so take that glue off. Press this part down. Okay. Okay, there we go. So now we have a really nice pocket, and you can see this whole scene with the swan and the pheasant. So now I'll show you the ephemera, but let me just show you how it looks. So this one's a little bit higher, and I think that's fine. And I darkened this one. I don't think I darkened it that much, but I guess I did darken it. Yeah, I did. This is one of the ephemera, and then I added, I don't think I would do the glitter glue around there again, but I put gold around it for starters. You know, the gold you take out of the tube, rub and buff. And then I used a glitter pen to make it even more glittery, but you really don't really see it unless you absolutely turn it in the right light, unlike the gold, which is a little bit more visible. And then there's a lady in the center. See that? It's cameo looking thing, or a frame. It's got a little bow up here, and it's got laces. Oh, I just love it. It's that tiny. So I just cut it down, and I'm not the best at drawing the same on the left and the right, so the shape's a little off. So I would do it a little differently next time. But otherwise, everything is as it's printed. I think some blue ribbons would be really beautiful. Personally, I don't want to cover up any of this design because I really like it. It's berries and greenery. But that's that. That's how you make that. And then just decorate it as you want. I think this base that actually came with it but would be on the other side, I think it's beautiful with it. I think it's a gorgeous color. I love the way the design goes like that. And I'm very happy with that. This is a tag from the kit. I think this is printed on it. And this is another tag I just made as the back. Such a cute print. This is more of that pink I told you about that's so great. It's got 3 different shades, and there they all are in that one part. So I didn't want to cover it up. I didn't want to put a picture on top. Just added some applique lace. And this is another piece of ephemera. Beautiful. This is Marie Antoinette. Beautiful picture. And I added a 3-dimensional fake gem to the top, which is looking green for some reason in my monitor, but believe me, it's just not. It's gold. And then I added some more of the gold trim that's really metal. It's very old. Can you tell? And then this is a piece of embossed. I think this came from the kit. I think it's one of the pages in Timeless Elegance. Gosh, I don't think I mentioned it. Or a previous kit. Because I see that I think it might be a previous kit. Okay. So, I mean, originally I had her in there. She covered everything up, but look at how pretty she looks. It's just beautiful. Really beautiful. And this is a piece I stuck in the back to take up space. But isn't it gorgeous? It's ephemera in the kit. So it's fun. You know how we all like to decorate. Decorate constantly. You pick the ones you like best, just show them off, and take it from there. So there we go. And there you go. That was easy and fast. Okay. Next, I'll show you this Merry Christmas one. Okay, so, you know, I'm not a big pink fan, so I never thought I would end up doing this in Christmas. But when the Christmas kit came out, there were such cute papers in it. I thought, okay. Now, this is from the Timeless Elegance kit that this is from. And I actually put this is the large scale full sheet of this, which is the small scale. So by rights, this piece would have wrapped up from the back. Well, the scales weren't okay with me. That big scale I prefer, but with all this small scale, I didn't love it. So that's why I cut this off, turned it around, and put it up there. Cut the sides off, turn them around, because they were also large scale. And then I thought, well, what am I going to put in there? And then this came out in their Christmas kit called Quiet Christmas Moments. And I've got a white tulle on there in the background, and this cute poem is in the kit ephemera, or actually their pages are kind of, you can use them as tall pages, or you can use them as cutting up for ephemera. And then this wreath, there's 3 wreaths like this, 3 different sizes, large to small. This is the medium size, I think. Might be, yeah, I think so. Just so cute. I think it's so cute. So, I was playing around, thinking, well, what can I do to now make this look like a pink Christmas? So, thought I would do that with you. And see what you think. Okay, so we've got silver star. Normally I don't use stars, but wait a minute. Is it gold on one side and silver on the other? Yes. That's interesting. Okay. Okay, and then a red, or maybe a gold sequin would need to go in the middle. Let's see. Oopsie. I don't know. I don't really love that sequin in the middle, truthfully. I like the look of this silver back better because it seems to be raised. And this is where it goes down. Oh, there's 2 together. Anyway, it's just a thought. I'm not sure about it. I don't know that I want to go with the plastic star. But it is cute. Okay. And then, was it this? Oh gosh, I don't remember which I was going to use where. Oh, I thought I had, I played around quite a bit. and I was watching football, so one of those got a little more attention than the other. I don't think that was on this one. No. Maybe I can put this down. I think I did that, save that for another one. Maybe it was... No. Oh my gosh. No. Okay, well let's work on the lace, because I know that that was true. And I was really seriously thinking about the gold star. Actually, what I was thinking was I would put one star there in the snowflake, and then one star here on top. That was my thinking. But I think without a center, it doesn't look very good. If I could glue a little red bead, I've got really tiny little red beads, that would probably be okay, maybe. I don't know, red, maybe not. It's pink. Okay, so then lace-wise, what did I do with it? So I had a couple choices. I'm not crazy about, you can see this stitching that's holding the pleating going together, even though it's the right side. So then I thought, okay, maybe this gold, and that's what made me think about the gold star. I'll tell you something else. I wanted these to be full because I like the design that this brings. Plus, this goes right into there. This goes right into there. So they were really quite perfect. But I think I wouldn't have brought this to the end. I think I would have stopped this here. I'm not entirely sure. But that's the gold, which I do think looks nice. And when you have the star up there, I think it brings it all together in a sweet way. And I think it would probably put more ephemera in there also. And then the other option for that, for covering up that stitching on here, was this velvet band. Which definitely looks Christmassy. So then I would have to bring more, something maybe red behind here, or something red that sticks up here. I like this banner. It can be moved up, and then I could put something else that's red in there. I think I'm going to go with that. I think it looks better. See, that's the stitching I'm covering up. And then that. So, let's see, do I have something red I can stick in there? Let's see. Well, I've got a red frame. Let's just see. It's, of course, a different color red, so I could aim for more of a burgundy. More of a burgundy red. But I do think that's going to tie together. So yeah, okay, so I think the most important thing here is to get the flap you want to show here, and you might want to decorate it with something, so might I, but I think that these would look better skinnier, except that I love this, so I'm not sorry I did it, and when you lay this up there, it's not going to be the same size as what you cut off. So just line it up at the top and then cut off any extra at the bottom. And I glued this one just like the other. Put the fold inside, and you would never know that it didn't get turned up. Okay. I'm going to save that. I'm going to show you this one next. This one is one of the tall envelopes in their kit. I'm sure there's one, there might be two, but I didn't want to glue it because I want you to see what it looks like. This is what it's supposed to look like on the outside. And although I love that, until I have a place where I know I would use it, I opted to put one of the full pages that I really love. I love this. And so I wanted it to be the star of the show. So I cut it out, and fortunately it falls in the middle. And this side is stunning also. So, with that said, I'm going to glue this down. And what I'm going to do is also put a piece of lace. I want this piece of lace to go like that. I think that'll be really cute. I'll just glue it and then I'll figure out the length just in case. Okay. It's so fun to make things like this, isn't it? It's just fun. It's just, what do you like? What do you like? What do you like? No consideration has to be something you don't like. It's just, what do you like? What do you like looking at? What colors bring you to life? What do you like? And how many areas of life do we get to just make a decision based on what we like? I don't know. When you're young you can, but when you get older, you know, like 30, you gotta start doing what you have to do instead of what you necessarily want to do, especially under certain circumstances, right? Okay, let's see. Where's my ruler? Oh, that's the wrong ruler. I want to make sure it sticks. It's a very... Oh, I really meant to go. I didn't mean to go that way. Oh no, oh no. Darn it. I'm tearing everything apart because I made the flap go in the wrong direction. Okay, well, I'm sure this isn't the first time you're seeing this, right? Tell me you've done this before. There we go. Yeah, I think that fold looks better. Wait a minute. Still wrong. I think that fold looks better because up here you've got this and you've got that. So I want it to look like that. Okay. Oh my, my, my. Oh my, my, my. Okay. I am going to just put the tiniest. Just use the side. There we go. Okay. Alright, I'm going to try to get the other done within 10 minutes. Okay. Alright, and then this is going to go back. Okay, now I made this super great tag. This is in the Timeless Elegance. It actually comes together. It's at the bottom of one of the full pages, like this. I cut it off somewhat and I tagged it here. And then this is a little piece of ephemera from the kit. And then I backed it with another one of the beautiful full pages in the kit. This is quite a beautiful kit. It reeks of Civil War era, so you know, 50 to 75 in the 1900s. So if you're making a quilt like that, or a journal like that, these kinds of things are popular then. That just feels so satin to me. That's what I really love about that. And then to be able to get that on this tag, to me, it was just a thrill. And I'm sticking that in quickly because I don't want this part to glue down to the inside, because that tag is just made to fit so I can grab it at the top. Okay, and then I wanted to cover, I don't like, you know, that doesn't look very pretty. Okay, and then I'm going to use glue stick. Okay. Did I hang it down? Yeah, I think I hung it down. Yeah, there we go. There we go, and there we go. Okay. Oh, I think that is just so lovely. So, so lovely. And I made this smaller. I did the 8 by 10 and then not fit to page. And then for the I don't know if I browned that up. Don't know if I want to, actually. A little bit light, a light coat. Okay. So then just the bottom is going to get the ink, or the glue. So this is right in the center, so I'm going to line this little guy up right in the center, based on that line. Okay, and then scooch, scooch, scooch. And it should be able to come out of there, and that should be straight, but it looks crooked. There we go. Okay, so I never let it dry with the paper in there. I take it out, and then I squish it with the paper out of there, because you can always cut this off if you need to. And there you go. You've got this beautiful, I know I should put lace on this side too. I think I will, but this is the side that I'm actually going to have show that'll sit in a pocket, because I think it's so pretty. But maybe I will put this down here just for kicks. I don't know. We'll see. Again, you know, I like to make things one at a time, big pieces of ephemera that are time consuming and have a lot of choices. I don't like to make mass things like that because I just don't know where it's going to be used. And that use will determine so much of how it turns out. But yeah, I think that turned out beautifully. Okay, here's the coup de grace. And I've got to move along because I don't want to have this be super long. Okay. Oops. Okay. All right. So what is this? Well, this one is made completely from scratch. And you might go, well, wait a minute, I've seen that paper. Yeah, but that paper is not on a printed envelope. That is what I printed on a printed envelope. And I used the pink one originally as my thing to draw around. This is made with, this is pretty stiff. And so I printed, where is it? Oh my goodness sakes. Oh no. Here it is. Okay. I printed out the paper. This is the important part. Okay, you've got the white at one end, and then you've got the white on the other end. So this is where it's really important that you rotate, go in your printer, rotate, and it'll be twice, and then just print it out once, and then put it back in your printer and print it out again. Or if you save the rotation and then you've got two copies with one over here and one over there, you can just say print both sides if you have that capability on your machine, on your printer. Okay. And then I folded it up 2.5 inches. This is 2.5 inches. I printed it 8 by 10, not fit to frame, so that it would be small. I want to show you how it looks without anything in it, although I do love the ephemera. But look at that. Look at that, you guys. Isn't that fabulous? I just love it so much. And then this is acceptable too. I'll brown that up. Now, if I can find the right lace, I'm actually going to put it down here on the sides. Kind of bring it in, because this is the focal point. This is the focal point. And if I come across anything perfect to go in the middle, I'm going to put it there, because I just started. I haven't been able to come up with anything. And this is ephemera in the kit. I paper clipped it to an old envelope and did a little cluster in the corner. This is not in the kit, but I thought the color was perfect. It's just a heavily embossed item. And then this again, which is so lovely. And the color, the red, is the same as that. Whoops, the red, same thing. And I just think it's so beautiful. So beautiful. So let's quickly make this so that you know what I did. Okay, so you're bringing the white part up. Oh, wait a minute. Bringing the white part up 2.5 inches. I have it coming in right below. This is the blue. Okay, this is the blue. It's coming in right below the white. So it goes white, blue, or cream, blue, cream, blue. And I actually cut a little bit off of this up here, just a little bit, because there was a lot of brown up there, and I wanted it to be a little bit less, not much, because you can still see some, but a little bit. All right. And then I took the outline of any one of the envelopes you might print out, and I wanted to make sure that this and this were both in the picture. So I lined this up with that, and then brought it to, and then the page bottom is what determined where it was going to go. I wanted this to show, so the length was determined by these two. And I drew this line around here because, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. When I cut this out, I'm going to cut out like that, and then I'm going to go in with my scissors, and I'm going to cut out each one of these individual leaves, or petals, so that none of this is going to be here. It's going to be just like that. I think it'll be really cute standing up like that, and then this white will be on the other side. I think it'll be sweet. So that's all I did. I just put this where I definitely wanted it to be. I measured from here to here. It was going to be just too tall, so I took it down to here. Whereas on this one, because I made the whole thing smaller. Did I? No. For some reason it worked out here. Maybe I folded it up more. No? I don't know. I make these over the course of days in between a million other things, so I don't remember every little thing. But this somehow works this way and doesn't look too huge. And for some reason here it just looks like it's huge. Look. I must have printed this out smaller. Yeah. The width stayed the same though. Fascinating. Okay. All right. And then the key is when you're doing it, you have to draw a flap. You have to draw the flap. Can you see that flap? Just make one up. Just make it up. Okay? And I rounded my bottom. I don't know if I'm really going to cut it that way or cut it straight. I can always round it after, because then that means, well, so a certain ephemera will be up higher, which may not be a bad thing, but I don't know how realistic that is, and I'll probably do it a curve just to kind of play with it and see how it works out. But here's the thing. I opted to turn my pieces from the line I draw, which is the real size, right? From here to here is the real size. I opted to turn my wings forward instead of backwards. I wanted to turn them backwards, but for some reason, it just looked really blank. It doesn't look that blank right now, but it just looked blank yesterday. And so, I mean, that's gorgeous. So I don't know what I'm talking about sometimes, right? Oh, this has got the fuller design down here. That's why there isn't as much. So anyway, decide which way you want to go. But I glued this together where the flap is only before I cut it out, so it made sure not to shift. And then when I folded it back, and then again decided to fold it forward, it cause this to bow out. So when you cut, my suggestion is you cut this out, like put paper clips so that it stays in place. I would put one on this page too because you want this to be totally flat. It ends up being 6.25 tall. I think from the top here to the bottom here. And then cut around the flap and the whole thing. And then after you have it cut out, fold the flaps, see which way you're going to want them to go, and you're going to notice that depending on which way you go, behind or above, one of them is going to stick out a little bit more, right? Because it has a little bit more to fold, and it's got to go over the other piece of paper. And then cut that one back. Whatever's going to be on the bottom, just cut it back. You don't have to cut it all the way back, but you can. But I think the sturdiness is nice, so I would just cut down whatever the extra amount is. You know, it'll be just a smidge. It'll be tiny that it's over, and then glue it down. And don't glue down the top. Leave that open, and then you're good. So that what else I wanted to show you is where'd that box go? I also have ephemera to show you, but that'll be a minute here. Because this one was bigger, I used bigger ephemera, but I want to show you first what I put together to possibly be in the middle. Oh yeah, I had something for the middle here too. Okay, yeah, now it's coming back to me. Okay, so I used glitter pens. And it's actually a metal. It's a metal gray glitter. And then I put a really dark brown glitter on the edge. And that fits beautifully right there. You can bring it down right above the blue, and it just looks really pretty. And then I cut out this 1890. And I put the gold rub and buff around it, and on top a little bit. And then I went over the numbers with a black glitter pen. And this is instead of a square in the ephemera in Timeless Elegance. Okay, so then I put that there. And then I went around the edge of this little Paris sign with the metal glitter pen again. And I'm thinking of putting it right there. Because when the ephemera is in, the only thing that's going to show is going to be this word Paris. Now this is the option if I don't go with Christmas. And I'm really leaning toward Christmas. But I would like to know, to those of you that are much more experienced with, using pens and, mixed media sort of additions. I mean, I'm still such a novice. So I am wondering if mine looks just really sad and pitiful. Or if you think it's got potential. Or what you would do differently. Is it too big? The envelope goes up to here. I don't know, I just played around. I don't know. So the other option is this. Okay, this is from the kit. Their Christmas kit, Quiet Christmas Mornings, or Moments. Quiet Christmas Moment. That's an oxymoron. Okay, so cute. And then this is a wax seal that I made, which fits exactly with the time frame of this paper. It's a vase and flowers, and I put the gold over it, which I might make that gold a little brighter. And then I was thinking maybe to keep the Paris in there. Now, with that in mind, the Christmas theme, which I do think it looks pretty. This is an Auld Lang Syne postcard. I added the word carte postale and cut out a border that was beneath it because it's on a larger piece of paper. And I backed it with a cardboard I had. Okay, so then this would go there. See, that little red sticks out. And then this is one of the ephemera. Because it has a red border, I drew 2 red lines here because I actually was going to cut it right down the middle so that each piece would have a red border. It's a red glitter pen. But now I'm thinking I might just keep it together. And then this is my old favorite. I stamped November 1915 on there. Okay, so actually this would have to move in. That would be the edge, and that would be the edge. So then you wouldn't even see that red. Yeah. So that's the thing. I mean, it's only cute because you can see it, and then when you really put them in there, they're not even going to show. But then again, if it's cute, it's a nice surprise when you take out the ephemera. You know how that goes. So I even thought about putting it there, but it kind of forces me to bring it up a little higher than I wanted to. Let's see. I want it to be covering up those 2 blue flowers right there. I could just put it right there. It does look kind of cool, but it doesn't really go also because it's contemporary, that edging, and it's not cut perfectly. I tried to use my die cut, so I think I would have to recut it perfectly, which is a good chance could never happen. Yeah, this is way more off than I realized, actually. Oh, there you go. That's a little better when I center that properly. Yeah, it's a little better. I would love to know what you think. Please tell me if you think one thing or another. I'd kind of like to do something there because this envelope's so much bigger. This one, it just looks enormous. It just looks so huge, I think. I don't know, maybe you don't. So tell me. And then this. But then again, the ephemera I made for this isn't Christmassy, but it's got red. Let's see if it shows any better on this one. I think I've got it too high. We'll just, yeah. Yeah. And this would be up behind. So I don't think a big thing sticking out is probably workable here. If it was just the Christmas wreath without the seal, it's kind of pretty. The red is very similar, I'd say, here, here, and here. You know what? I think that's, oh, you know what? Wait, I'm missing. Hold on. Oh, there is another wax seal that is just the center. I cut out everything around it, and now it's missing. And that was what I was considering putting up here. It's not round. It's actually got a, an amoeba shape, And that's what I was thinking, because it's way too tiny for that. Too bad. I dropped it somewhere along the way. So, that's it, my friends. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got some good ideas and are excited about trying. Maybe you've already used these envelopes and made them your own way. So, but maybe you never cut them apart, or maybe you never even thought that much about the back. But all of these things allow us to be even more creative and make more fun ideas and make it match our page that we're working on, or our package that we're connecting it to, or whatever the case may be. So I'm wishing you the very warmest and most loving Thanksgiving possible. Whatever that is, however that looks, it might be your pets and you. They matter so much. So however you're spending and whoever you're spending it with, I'll be thinking of you. I feel blessed to know you, even if it's through cyberspace. I'm grateful to be doing this with you, and I appreciate and admire each one of you who also share on YouTube and share on Instagram. I learn from you. I appreciate what I see and how you do things, and I wouldn't trade this for the world. I really love it so much, and all of you are bringing it to me. So thank you so much. I'm still trying to turn off. Here it goes. Bye-bye.